Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. This is the Earth Prediction series using the Psi cards devised under the cognitive influence of Carl Jung and the archetypal realm. So if you've been following the series, you know that we draw the cards and we work from there and see what inference is ahead for the month. Now these are a global predictions, so to do with the earth and people that live on earth and energies around it. So I pulled 6 cards usually, and we just work through the interpretation of the cards. I've devised the interpretation myself and altered the original meanings. So this is for the final month of 2016, December. I'm late in uploading it. Time seems to be fleeting and it seems to be speeding by at a very great pace. I can hardly believe the end of the year is here. The first card is friendship. I shall lay the others face down. We'll put that one down there as an overall riding card. Friendship is a card of probably hidden agenda. There is something going on in this card that if you look at the very right hand side of it, there is a hidden person coming into the scene that is not yet there, and we don't know if that is friend or foe. So it can be someone or something that alters the agenda of the people that are surrounding the table. Now sometimes these people can be formatting something or coming together to make a plan or a structure for something in the future. So depending on whether the unseen influence is friend or foe will depend on how the course of what these people are putting together, how it will change. If it's a friend, it will probably change for the better and better suggestions will be raised from it. If it's a foe, it will bring negative inferences into these projections or plans. I often think of this around the political arena, and it's no coincidence, I guess, that here in New Zealand 2 days ago our Prime Minister gave a shock resignation. He's about to leave his role. And at the same time the Italian Prime Minister has just resigned. I think this is a period, in particular in this December month and merging into the new year of 2017, that we will see some very immense changes coming forward at very many levels. Some of the better astrologers around have been predicting that this month, December, would be an extremely important, if you like, but one that indicates many changes coming in, and that December was, they've been viewing it from a long time out as being a very pivotal month for the way we move forward in the future, and that lots of potential stuff is going on in the month. So the other thing that the friendship card can remind me of is those barrels up on the back behind the people are actually alcohol barrels, but they make me think of explosives, dynamite. And sometimes this can be explosive energies around people or situations or political parties or countries, but it can also be literal explosive energies, so big booms, something blowing up, fire and explosions. So let's see what the next card is. The cave. The cave seems to often indicate retreat and hiding and trying to get away from something. The person in this cave here is, hunched over in a fetal position, grasping the back of their head, almost covering themselves as if to say, I will not accept this, I will not face it, I don't want to be part of it. So it's as if you're denying something or you're hiding from something in particular. So I often think of this card as being when the need to be hiding yourself comes up. So when you have to go underground, like in the shelters in America, when you have the tunnels under your home to protect yourself from the big tornadoes that can come, the trapdoor system. It's possibly that type of thing. So there's a possibility that we can see various events occurring that make people flee or hide underground, not necessarily always underground, but running or fleeing from a particular event. Oftentimes this can be weather related, so we could see an increase or some big storm surges over this period of December that people are fleeing from or hiding from. It can also be just human-made events, so that you feel as though you've got to hide or flee from something. We might have to look further into the reading to try and figure out what that might be. There's another indicator for us of being underground, trapped or fleeing or stuck or locked in as well. So the prison gives us that feeling very similar to the cave. Those two cards sort of symbolically energize each other. They're two people sitting on the ground in a very trapped, dyspatric looking position, and they feel deflated and run out of energy, and as if they have come to the end of a wall where there's nowhere else to go. But they have definitely run from something. They are stuck somewhere. There is a feeling of underground. Sometimes this can also be representative of volcanic activity or underground quake activity. I note too that there's this massive ray of sun coming in, so I've often said in the past when this card turns up, not that it has turned up a lot, but that it can sometimes indicate unusual activities or anomalies with or around the sun. Now, given that the sun has, a huge inference on the activities on Earth, especially around storms and earthquake-related and volcanic-related activity, there could be something in the month of December that bodes quite big activity. So it's either like coronal mass ejections or coronal holes or something else that comes to our attention about the sun that affects us here on Earth. The Union card, while it's very pretty to look at, it symbolises again this rapid flowing water. So we think of severe storms, heavy storms, lots of rain, and especially things like mud flows through these heavy rains, or when rivers break their banks and go surging through cities or towns. So you can see the collapsing of structures and just this rapid flow, almost like an inland tsunami. So I think that up until now that has been predominantly the major feel of the energy of this card. So usually pretty strong, severe weather anomalies, and I have seen these two together, the Union and the Cave, before when weather anomalies or very severe storms crop up on our radar. The Beast, another underground one, guys. So we've really gone underground for the month of December. So if we extend our thought process here and we remove it from just, say, speculative weather issues or volcanic or quake related, we come to the feeling of why is it there's something about us as humanity that's pushing us underground. So something that we've either running from or hiding from, or changes that are coming that we don't want to face or we don't want to address. So there's a possibility that some of this might be going on in December as well, so that globally a lot of people en masse are feeling as if they want to hide from something and not see an outcome, or it's not an outcome that they wished to see. The other meaning of the Beast card is quite often associated with communism. We've got the red beast, so we think of communist countries such as North Korea, China, possibly Russia, doing something that is unusual or getting themselves in the headline one way or another that gets global world activity or notification around them. The Beast also infers volcanic fire because it's red. So it also suggests underground. So I am wondering if we see quite an increase in volcanic activity for the month of December. It's got that particular feeling to it. Another thing we talk about often is mass animal die-offs. We seem to see that in great frequency as the years have progressed since I've been doing this particular format of reading. So the beast, although he's a very strange animal, anytime there's an animal in the card, I often think of mass animal die-offs or animal stresses on the planet. So the last card for the month is the Inquirer card. Now normally I don't actually have that one in the deck because it's a little bit unusual. It doesn't necessarily have a great reference to the way I'm doing the readings, because the Inquirer card refers to me, because I'm the inquirer doing the reading. So we could say it refers possibly to New Zealand in particular, or activities going on in New Zealand, and the fact that this looks very much like a maze or a puzzle, there is that reference there. So sometimes it could suggest to you that in this part of the world, New Zealand or the neighbouring countries, there is a puzzle going on. Now, interestingly enough, because it is December and I am a wee bit late in the reading, had I have got this done perhaps a few days earlier, I would have sort of said the same thing. There's some puzzle going on within New Zealand, but we're well aware now that the puzzle most likely for us at the moment is the fact that John Key has resigned and we're left with a out of balance political party and no Prime Minister for a little while, and that political arena within New Zealand will have to sort itself out. So yes, it is a puzzle. So because the card wouldn't normally be in the deck, but it's really odd that it is and it's turned up, I think even though we are a small country, our political agenda will still have an effect on monetary markets and create a degree of instability globally. So because, as I say, the Inquirer card wouldn't normally be there, I will pull one more off the top of the deck and place it down here. And interestingly enough, that's the Work card, and we've just been talking about our Prime Minister and the politics, which is actually career and jobs and work related. The Work card often to me symbolises big engines, so big machines or technology or engines that ship people around a lot, such as ships, aeroplanes, buses, boats, trains, that type of thing. That's what it looks like to me. So some of those vehicles could be involved in something negative within the month of December. So there could be accidents or strange pieces of information around any of those particular vehicles. The other thing about the Work card is it can literally mean for us that perhaps places of employment globally are making changes. There might be more redundancies than normally expected, or there could be some unusual or startling news from some employers, and they might be big global employers. The other thing about the Work card is it very much looks like time as well. It almost looks like the wheels of a time machine moving. And of course we're coming up to the end of the year and transiting into 2017, so we are reaching the epoch of the end of a certain period of time and moving into a new year. But time feels as though it's altering lately, as if there's more happening, as if it's faster paced. So sometimes when this card comes out, we see some sort of discrepancies or anomalies around time, or scientific explanations or relative discoveries to do with potential time references, which could be parallel dimensions, such as the work that is done in the field of quantum physics, for example. So there might be some new directives coming from there or some pertinent new information. We can also look at those clogs or those big wheels spinning as being possibly planetarily looking bodies. So there may be something to do with the planetary alignment in December, which I talked about a little bit before as being quite severe, I guess, or very poignant about how we move forward as the year progresses and the new year starts. So there we are, guys. It's quite a colourful looking reading to look at across the spread. We definitely are seeing ourselves go underground a little bit, and I guess we're going to sort that out more as we see December evolve. Love to hear all your comments and your own theories around the meanings of the cards. It's always great to hear other people's input. So thank you all for joining me. I wish you all a wonderful December. Be safe wherever you are and be happy and spread the love energy. So thanks guys, take care, catch you later. Namaste.